Born circa 1181 in Assisi, Duchy of Spoleto, Italy, Saint Francis of Assisi, though revered today, began his life as a confirmed sinner. His father was a wealthy cloth merchant who owned farmland around Assisi, and his mother was a beautiful French woman. Francis was not in want during his youth. He was spoiled, indulging himself with fine food, wine, and wild celebrations. By the age of 14, he had left school and became known as a rebellious teenager who frequently drank, partied, and broke the city curfew. He was also known for his charm and vanity. In these privileged surroundings, Francis of Assisi learned the skills of archery, wrestling, and horsemanship. He was expected to follow his father into the family textile business, but was bored by the prospect of life in the cloth trade. Instead of planning a future as a merchant, he began daydreaming of a future as a knight. Knights were medieval action heroes, and if Francis had any ambition, it was to be a war hero like them. After fighting in a battle between Assisi and Perugia, Francis was captured and imprisoned for ransom. Combat experience, Francis was quickly captured by enemy soldiers. Dressed like an aristocrat and wearing expensive new armor, he was considered worthy of a decent ransom. And the soldiers decided to Francis, and the men of Assisi came under heavy attack. And in the face of superior numbers, they took flight. The whole battlefield was soon covered with the bodies of butchered, mutilated men screaming in agony. Most of the surviving Assisi troops were immediately put to death. Unskilled and with no spear his life, he and the other wealthy troops were taken as prisoners, led off to a dark underground cell. Francis would spend nearly a year in such miserable conditions, awaiting his father's payment, during which he may well have contracted a serious disease. Also, during this time, he would later report, he began to receive visions from God. One day, as legend has it, while riding on a horse in the local countryside, Francis encountered a leper. Prior to the war, Francis would have run from the leper, but on this occasion, his behavior was very different. Viewing the leper as a symbol of moral conscience, he embraced and kissed him, later describing the experience as a feeling of sweetness in his mouth. After this incident, Francis felt an indescribable freedom. His earlier lifestyle had lost all of its appeal. Francis heard the voice of Christ, who told him to repair the Christian church and live a life of poverty. Consequently, he abandoned his life of luxury and became a devotee of the faith, his reputation spreading all over the Christian world. Later in life, Francis reportedly received a vision that left him with the stigmata of Christ, marks resembling the wounds of Jesus Christ suffered when he was crucified, making Francis the first person to receive such holy wounds. Death and legacy. As Francis approached his death, many predicted that he was a saint in the making. When his health began to decline more rapidly, Francis went home. Knights were sent from Assisi to guard him and to make sure that no one from neighboring towns would carry him off, because the body of a saint was viewed at the time as an extremely valuable relic that would bring, among many things, glory to the town where it rested. Francis of Assisi died on October 3rd, 1226, at the age of 44 in Assisi, Italy. Today, Francis has a lasting resonance with millions of followers across the globe. He was canonized as a saint just 2 years after his death, on July 16, 1228, by his former protector, Pope Gregory IX. Today, Saint Francis of Assisi is the patron saint for ecologists, a title honoring his boundless love for animals and nature. In 2013, Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio chose to honor Saint Francis by taking his name, becoming Pope Francis.
Most High must praise His Almighty Lord. Praise be to you and blessing and honor. No one alive is worthy to name you. Only to you belongs all the glory. Praise be to you for all of creation, chiefest of all, for Sir Brother Son, Lord. He is a day, and through him your light shines, bearing for us your likeness, O Most High. Praise for a sister moon and for starlight, high is the heaven, precious and beauteous, brother the wind, for clouds and all weather, through them you keep in life all your creatures. Praise be to you for water, our sister, useful is she, and precious and humble, brother the fire, a blessing in the darkness. Praise for his dance, his power and his beauty. Praise for the earth, our sister and mother, bringing to birth, sustaining, upholding, fruit-bearing trees and flowers with colors, plants in the field and grass in the meadow. Praise be to you for all those who pardon, showing to men your goodness and mercy, patiently bearing sickness and trials. You have prepared a laurel to crown them. Praise for our sister, death of the body, gateway to all, or gateway to glory. No one alive can flee her embracing, happy adores she finds in our friendship. Sing praise to God and bless Him and thank Him